Greetings, campers. This is Shannon, and this is Campfire Quickie episode 3. For this episode, I want to talk about the rule of 2. It's not really a rule so much as a suggestion, something to practice when you're out camping and or hiking, and it's just basically to always have a backup, at least a second option if the first plan doesn't work out. For those of us who go out camping and hiking, there's been plenty of times when your plan just does not work and you need a plan B or a plan 2. For example, don't just take matches out with you when you are planning to have a campfire. Take a lighter or another source of fire starter with you. And probably don't just take firewood. I mean, you can of course do whatever you want to do, but as a precaution, it's always good to take something else like a fire starter in case your firewood just is not lighting. And you know, if the weather changes, you thought it was going to be a beautiful day, turns into a crappy day, rain, snow, wind, what have you, and that fire is just not working, have another source of heat. And on top of that, another source, another way of cooking, like a propane stove, something that you can make sure you've got a way to eat and take care of yourself. Just like when you're going on all-day hikes or through hikes, it's always great to have a second pair of socks and even an additional water source. An extra water bottle is always good to have too. Also, a second light source. I know they make beanies with those LED lights. Those are great to have, but if it gets damaged or if for whatever reason it's just not working, you can always use, of course, it's always great to have another light source, like your cell phone. Or if you left your phone at home, an extra traditional old-fashioned flashlight. It's always good to have a second set. And on top of the second set of socks, it's probably, to me, it's also a good idea to have a second pair of mittens as well. Got to protect your hands too. And this maybe isn't a part 2, or not part 2, but this isn't like a rule of 2, but it's always good to have a little extra in your first aid kit. Always double check your first aid kit, make sure it's stocked up. Band-aids, gauze, all that stuff. Always check it, always take it with you, because it's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And that may sound repetitive. Some of you might roll your eyes at it, but it is the truth. I'd rather have it sitting there nice and safe and ready for whenever I might need it, or whenever somebody else I might happen upon is going to need it also. Now, I know a lot of us like to get out there to get away from society and get away from the, hustle and bustle, but it's always good to have a way of communication. If you really don't want to take your cell phone and you want to leave it, that's fine. You're an adult, you can do what you want, but it's good to have a second sort of communication. So if you're planning on an all-day hike, or let's say you're planning on hiking for the weekend, communicate with somebody, let a family member or friend know, hey, I'm going out this night, but I plan to be back on such and such day and time. That's your backup plan. If for whatever reason you don't show up, your friend will at least, or family member will at least know, hey, they were supposed to be here. I'm their backup in case something happens and you need to get, the authorities involved or something. Another good option is to have a satellite phone. They are expensive, but worst case scenario, that sat phone could be saving your life. So that's definitely something you want to take a look at. But like I said, have a plan B, part 2, a second backup, just another way, just in case something happens. That second person, that other person is there to back you up. Now, pets. It's great when you can take your pet with you. I always advocate though to clean up after your pet, okay? Extra poop bags, they don't take up a lot of space, and I'm sure you don't want to step in somebody else's dog's crap, and I don't want to either. So always take a little bit of extra and clean up after your dog. If you are new to the camping and hiking and you want to bring your dog who is also new to camping and hiking, then take some extra stuff for your dog too. Extra leash, extra bowl, towels. Towels are great, you know, because you're out there. Animals can find mud, they can find sticky stuff and all kinds of fun things to roll around in. So taking something to clean your dog off is always great to have with you. Or cat. There's plenty of cats out there that like to roll around in things too. So a couple of old towels or blankets, you know, whatever you have, to help clean your dog off is great. Like I said, the extra leashes can come in handy too in case something snaps. There's actually some really good collapsible bowls that are going to even save you more space. So those, I believe, yeah, I got mine from Amazon. This is not a paid promotion. I'm just saying they were cheap, they're affordable, they work. So, another good thing is to obviously take water for your pet as well. And if, again, the pet is new to exercises and being outdoors, you know, more than they were, maybe they were your, you know, your couch jockey buddy, and they're out there now with you, pay attention to them. If they look tired, they seem exhausted, they're dragging their feet, check their gums. Are their gums a healthy, moist pink, or are their gums gray? Are they very pale? Are they sticky? Those are clear signs of dehydration, and you need to stop and let your dog drink. Also, check their feet, their pads, check in between their pads. Little sticks, sharp rocks, especially if your pet has like really furry feet, those things can get stuck up in there, like those little, oh, I forget what you call them, but those little things that just stick to you, they can stick to your dog too. And you're definitely going to want to make sure that their feet are clean. If they seem to be struggling, if their pads are cracked and or bleeding, please take care of your dog. Take them off, give them breaks, you know, take them back home, maybe start again later. Or you can buy protective booties for your dog. I mean, some might think it's silly, but it's protective wear. Sticks and things are sharp. Going out into the sand, that sand can be super hot, and their paws can burn and freeze. So definitely take care and watch your pet. There's actually, on top of you having your own first aid kit, which you should have, first aid kit, but a pet first aid kit is also something great to have. Now, you can of course contact your vet and ask them for recommendations of things to have, but a couple basic things would be to have a muzzle, and this is not just to protect your dog, but it's to protect you. If your pet is hurt, they're gonna lash out to try and make that pain stop, and your hand or body part might get in the way. So a muzzle to protect your dog and to protect yourself is a good idea to have. Some needle nose pliers in case there is a painful stick, splinter, rock, something stuck inside their skin. Those little tweezers can be great to get those things out and relieve the pain from your pup. Tick removers, those little tick removal tools, those are great to have, not just for you, but also for your pet. So tick season is just about all seasons. Ticks are everywhere. So when you're walking with your pet, when you're camping with your pet, multiple times, give him a once over, brush that fur, you know, backwards against the grain, look for anything suspicious, check their ears, in between their arms and body, in between their toes for sure. And having those tools can really help get that tick removal and get it out of there. let's see here. When you're going out camping, see, personally, from my experience, my dog is highly reactive. And when you're starting out camping, you're not going to know how your pet's going to act until you actually just go and do it. So if you're planning to stay at a campsite, find a camp spot that's away from others, just so that your pet, your dog, can kind of acclimate to the new surrounding. Some campsites can be really jam-packed, so check their websites, take a look at there's usually a map of what the campsite looks like. Take a look at it, see if you can find a spot that's off to the side, so that your pet has a good time with you, because you want your dog and your cat or whatever you might have to want to be out there with you and enjoy themselves as well. Taking their favorite beds, their favorite toys, their favorite chew toys, whatever they have, to kind of help relax them is always a great thing to do. And just like it's great to be CPR certified, it's also great to be CPR certified for your pet. Worst case scenario, something happens, having that bit of knowledge for your pet, or maybe your neighbor's pet or somebody else's pet, is always a good thing to do. Let's see, I think I touched base on a number of the things. The muzzles, there's more. You can, of course, pack more. It's all up to you. But these are just some of the basic things that you can have. If you are interested in animal CPR, you can always contact your vet or even your local zoo to find out when they're offering classes and to take advantage of those. Getting out to the woods, it's something I always encourage you to do, but I definitely wanted you to be successful and to take care of yourself, and the only way you're going to do that is through knowledge. So definitely look into those things if you're interested in taking care of yourself. And it's always good to have a backup. I don't think that's something that we should be ignoring. Again, it's a suggestion, so take it or leave it. And just to let you know, my first episode of Ladies in White was released last Thursday. I hope you had a chance to listen to it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have sightings or have stories to share of the ladies in white and you'd like to share them, you can send them to me via email at campfireghoststories8@gmail.com. As always, stay safe. The green is a wonderful place to be. YouTube can be a great place for learning and researching on different ways to camp and different types of first aid kits and things to just always, educate yourself with. So I hope you take advantage of getting out to the green. I hope you take advantage of learning how to be out there and how to be successful. I always encourage you to do your research. As always, I will see you at the next campfire. Happy camping.